Hi everyone, it's Chelsea here, bringing you another segment of Living in Southwest Florida. If you're thinking of moving to Fort Myers, Cape Coral, or any of our surrounding areas, you may be wondering about new construction in the area, especially after our recent news-making beast of a hurricane. Overall, new construction fared really well through the storm, and so many people are gravitating towards that direction. If that's something that you're thinking of exploring, then today's video is for you, because today we'll be looking at all the new construction market here in Southwest Florida. But before we jump in, really quickly, it would mean a lot to me if you go ahead and hit that like button so that YouTube algorithms share this information with others and lets me know what you'd like more of. As a thank you, here is a video from the Festival of Lights in downtown Cape Coral, which was an absolute blast. Also, it's really nice to see the community getting back to normalcy. And really quick, I wouldn't be good at my job if I didn't remind you how much we love helping people from all over the country buy and sell their homes here in Southwest Florida. So if you or anyone you know of are even thinking about moving, then feel free to use the contact info below. All right, let's jump right in. So to let you know what to expect, I'm going to discuss the what, why, when, where, and hows of new construction. Starting with the what to buy new construction. What? Obviously, new construction is brand new, never been lived in before a house, but the type of construction can differ here. Yes, we have many big name builders that are building a traditional version of that with their gated communities and planned developments, but in this region, we also have many small builders who do a handful of properties a year as an option. We also have custom builders who will help you develop your own personal land. And as we see flooded lots get torn down and rebuilt again, I expect that we'll see an increase of these options over the next year or two. Why? And there are many reasons why people would turn to new construction. New construction homes typically appeal to buyers who are looking for a lower maintenance move-in ready experience. They often come with builder warranties in place, which many homeowners feel gives them a sense of peace that things will be handled if they do arise after closing. Specifically, after Hurricane Ian, new construction often had less damages during the storm since their surfaces had less time to weather and weaken. And since there was a likelihood of little to no damage, it's been able to be available more quickly than resale homes would be. Also, often, but not all the time, new construction can be found in a community atmosphere. And when the homes are in a community, those amenities become part of the draw as well. For example, if a buyer is looking for high-end lifestyle, then the bigger impressive options are going to be found in new construction home communities, and it may be a part of the buyer's reasoning on looking in that area. I'll dive into what some of these luxury communities look like closer to the end of the video, so if that's something that you're interested in, hang with me for a bit, or even go ahead and comment below or give me a call and we can discuss what those look like for you. When? Now, one of the drawbacks in new construction can be the wait times, but it has shifted a bit during the pandemic. So if new construction is something that appeals to you, but you're concerned about build times, then we should still explore it as an option that may work, because you don't know what it'll look like yet. Here's what I mean by that. During the pandemic, many builders ditched their long pre-sale periods and moved more towards a spec model approach. Rather than pre-selling a lot and then starting to build the home, many builders would mostly complete the home and then wait to sell it until once it was near completion. This was due to supply concerns. At the beginning of the pandemic, when builder supplies had cost spikes, they were sometimes losing money on the home by the time the build out was completed. By going ahead and speccing the home and then set a finished package, meaning things like countertops, cabinetry, and flooring were all standardized set, and then getting all supplies in hand before releasing the home to the public, they were able to control their profit and loss better. Now, many big builders are working on a hybrid model where they're releasing a partial list of homes that are available either soon or now or within the next 6 to 12 months. If you're thinking that new construction may be your best bet, it doesn't hurt to have a conversation to see if there's any sort of availability for you to consider. Where? But where can you find new construction homes? I'm guessing that's really the big question around here and why you're watching this video. I pulled a map for you in the MLS of all of the new construction homes that hit the market over the past year to give you an idea of what you can expect on which areas had the most build. Now, please keep in mind that this map is imperfect because oftentimes new construction does not get placed in the MLS. Also, moving forward for the next year or so, I do expect to at least see an increase in the newer homes that are either rehabbed or replacements for flooded homes in neighborhoods that are traditionally already developed. They'll also be interspersed into already developed neighborhoods at a greater level than we might have seen in the past. Also, if a flipper keeps up a wall from a previous dwelling but completely redoes the home, it'll still have the old original build date. So the home may look and smell new, but it doesn't read as new construction yet. I digress, back to the map. As you can see, there's a lot of building going on in Cape Coral and in Lehigh Acres. These are areas that are heavily seeing the most in new construction because in part they have more land to offer for development than, say, the heart of Fort Myers, because stereotypically, from a development perspective, the heart of Fort Myers has already been developed. So let's dive deep first in Cape Coral and Lehigh Acres. In these areas, the entire cities aren't what most people conjure up an image when they think of new construction, which is the more formally defined new communities. Instead, in Cape Coral, Lehigh Acres, and even Punta Gorda to some extent, the area has been split into individual home sites and sold off piece by piece. That means that there aren't many big chunks to create developments left. Now, there are some exceptions to this. In the Northwest Cape, D.R. Horton is building a community called Stonewater, and in the Northeast, Sawgrass at Coral Lakes has a section of townhomes currently being built out next to an established community already of Coral Lakes. But for the most part, building in Cape Coral is going to be individual lots and not big community living. Just because they're individual lots, though, doesn't mean that you'll find exclusively small regional builders. There are dozens of builders in the area doing everything from a handful of homes every year to Lennar and D.R. Horton, which are two of the largest builders in the nation. Other big names are going to be Holiday, Taylor Morrison, and Christopher Allen Homes. Cape, Lehigh, and Punta Gorda are all still developing communities, so you'll find this building all over the city. In the Cape, the southeast and southwest quadrants are more developed than the northeast and northwest, though, so you'll see a lot more new construction going up in the northern sections. Specifically, Burnt Store and Gator Circle are seeing a lot in development. While we're discussing Punta Gorda, though, we must talk about Babcock Ranch. Babcock Ranch is an area hugging the Charlotte and Lee County borders where the city's being built. More than 19,000 acres of development is going in, with another 71,000 acres being kept as state preserve. Right now, there are approximately 3,000 homes of their 19,000 home build out, and once it's fully completed, it'll house over 50,000 residents, making it a full-on city. Babcock Ranch has its own town centers, restaurants, grocery stores, healthcare, recreation. On part of the land is a solar farm, which supplies solar energy to the entire city. Babcock Ranch also buried all of their utility lines, and it resides on higher land, so throughout the Hurricane Ian, it remained relatively unscathed. And with almost a dozen main builders currently selling homes and another handful of custom builders also doing business in its gates, Babcock Ranch offers many options. Not far from the Cape and Punta Gorda is North Fort Myers, which deserves its own airtime as well. Frankly, North Fort Myers is a unique concoction of lifestyles, which I've talked about before. Since it's county instead of city, it has less taxes and regulations than its neighboring Fort Myers or Cape Coral cities. Along the waterfront, there's going to be luxury boating communities. In the center are manufactured home options, and along the interior outskirts are mini ranches and farms. But in terms of new construction, the real places of focus are D.R. Horton's Magnolia Landing and Lennar's Crane Landing, which are both closer to 41, headed north towards Punta Gorda. Also, Del Webb's 55-plus community called Oak Creek, which is going to be located off of Pine Island Road, heading towards the freeway, is another big draw. Magnolia Landing in particular boasts a golf and country club lifestyle with an 18-hole golf course. And Oak Creek will be the premier choice for active adults. And it's going to feature the resort-style community that includes lifestyle director for various clubs, but it also has activities like pickleball, the pool and clubhouse area, and many walking trails throughout its 418 acres. Also on the outskirts of Fort Myers are a couple new communities in the quieter suburbs of Buckingham and Alva. Here you can find Lennar's community of Portico, and also Oakview and River Hall, which are comprised with D.R. Horton and Pulte. But the biggest of these is Veranda, which is an ultra-luxury community developed by the same builders of Bonita Bay, one of the most luxe communities in the region. Veranda is home to 2 elite championship 18-hole golf courses, as well as waterside dining, a riverfront boathouse with general store, fitness center, tennis, the works. Once it's finished, it's going to have over 1,700 home sites. Heading more towards the airport area of town in South Fort Myers and the Estero area is where buyers can find even more luxury construction options. Rivaling Veranda for title of most luxe new construction would be Miramar Lakes, which has the distinguished title of being one of the only communities in Florida to win the National Association of Home Builders Gold Award as #1 community in the USA. It's also the only community in the US to win gold for both Best Community and Best Clubhouse. With more than 200 national, state, and local honors, it really isn't a community, it's a full-on lifestyle. A signature championship golf course and clubhouse with restaurant, fitness and wellness centers are stars. The full all-sports lake with private beach area is what really shines though. Home sales in here have ranged from older condos selling for almost $400,000 to over $6 million waterfront homes. While the average buyer may not be looking for the $6 million home, there are still many options in the area that pack an amenity-filled punch without the multi-million-dollar price tag. Take on, for example, Lennar's project Timber Creek, which isn't far from Gateway. The resort-style pool and splash pad, the basketball, tennis, racquetball, pickleball, volleyball, and fitness center, and the playgrounds all lend itself to an active lifestyle. There's also Esplanade Lake Club, which is a smaller scaled sister property to Miramar Lakes that leans into the lake life of Miramar without the heftier price tag. Off Corkscrew Road sits Verdana Village and Wild Blue, which also are packed with amenities and offer multiple builder options. Verdana Village is being built by Lennar and Pulte, while Wild Blue is home to 4 different builders at the moment: Lennar, WCI, Stock Development, and Pulte. And a smaller build out down the road is River Creek, a venture by the regional builder called GL Homes. Moving further south, we head towards the development off Bonita Beach Road in Bonita Springs. A big draw to this area is the location, with beach access just a short drive down Bonita Beach Road. A slew of new construction communities have gone up, with Seasons by DR currently selling new construction homes. Seasons offers pretty mid-level amenities and pricing, so it does hit lots of price points. And down at the end of the Gulf Coast is Naples. Inland, we're seeing several new developments, one of the most notable and largest being Ave Maria, which is building a city like Babcock Ranch is, with more than 3,500 homes already built and 4 premier builders already building there. Ave Maria is a top 16 in the best master plan communities in the US, top 20 places to retire, and Community of the Year 7 years running. They have championship golf, shopping, dining, a water park, and miles of trails to explore. Of the 4 builders, one is Del Webb, who's doing a 55+ community within the community, so there's a little bit of something for everyone. Admittedly, Ave Maria is a bit out of town, out east from Naples, so if you're looking to be closer to town, then check out the locations along Immokalee Road being built out, such as the communities of Orange Blossom Ranch, Valencia Golf and Country Club, Ventana Point, Valencia Trails, and the almost sold out enclave by Mattamy Homes called Compass Landing. In this area, you can expect to pay anywhere from high 400s for a townhouse in Pulte's Sonoma Oaks to just over $1.2 million for an executive home in Ventana Trails. And as you probably noticed, like I said previously, a lot of these parcels are just outside of town or along the outskirts because that's where the big parcels are available to be developed. How? Lastly, let's discuss how to buy new construction. Frankly, I know I just threw a lot of communities out at you, and the descriptions I've given are very surface level information because there are so many options out there. So my best advice is to call and discuss what pertains to you. Maybe you're more inclined to look at villas and condos than a full-on single-family home, or you don't need a community with an activities director, or maybe you do. Can you find new construction on your own? Yes, I'm not going to misrepresent that you can't. Certainly, builders put the information out there. But having a realtor help guide which builders are great, which have less than stellar track records, which communities to focus your search on, which ones won't fit the bill, and have some boots on the ground to help stay in communication with the builders and ensure that they're getting their job done, well, that's just invaluable. Going straight to a builder won't change the sales price, and it means you end up without somebody watching out for your best interests, not their own. So why not have your own advocate out there? I'm not saying you have to choose me, although I'm always happy to help, but I am saying it's worth a conversation with someone you can trust who can guide, represent, and advocate on your behalf so that you can make educated decisions for your family. All right, if you have any questions about any of this information, or you'd like to drill down on specific neighborhoods, like say Cape Coral versus Fort Myers, or waterfront homes or pool homes, or whatever your specific circumstances call for, then feel free to reach out to the contact information below. Myself and the network of agents I have throughout the United States are ready to help you with your move. My video schedule can sometimes be erratic, so if you'd like more videos like this, then don't forget to hit subscribe so you'll be notified when we drop another one. If you're ready to get the ball rolling on your move to Southwest Florida, then there is a link in the description below to set up a personalized home search that'll be tailored to you. Oftentimes, when you go to search on web aggregates, it limits your capabilities. But when I build a search, you'll have many more options available, and we can begin to have a discussion and a conversation about what your home in Florida will look like. Also, feel free to use Cape Coral Fort Myers Realestate.com for all the latest listings to hit the market and begin getting comfortable with our marketplace. No obligations. And don't forget to add me on social media and follow along as we post weekly articles and information that you may find handy and give you insights as to what life in Florida looks like. As always, we really appreciate when you leave us a comment and hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification bells so that you can be notified when we drop future videos that may help you with living in Southwest Florida. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I wish you much health and happiness.